Hey guys, it's Postbox Pat, welcome back to a brand new video, and in today's video we are focusing on LTMs and the future of Fortnite's innovation. Now this is really crucial because Fortnite itself hasn't really been introducing many new LTMs at all, or even bringing back some of the old original classic / experimental LTMs which they used to do back in the day. Now, we've got some really awesome information for you guys here where we can go over some of the up and coming LTMs, and finally Fortnite have branched out of their bracket, as I like to call it, away from the classic stuff which we've had with BR and Zero builds, and even them removing LTMs which we saw in Battle Labs, then removing a lot of the options other than solid gold and default. We finally have some news for LTMs. So let's jump straight into that and start off with the first LTM, which is actually going to be a 50v50 style mode, which is going to be called Big Battle. Now it's actually not going to be 50v50, it's going to be 40 versus 40, and bots are also going to be enabled in this mode. Respawning is going to be isn't enabled, meaning you only have one life, and you do spawn with a burst AR, a tactical shotgun, 4 minis and 10 bandages. It's going to be a zero builds LTM, and it's going to be very similar to 50v50, but it's going to be 40v40. Now what's really awesome about this is it really does give the mode a unique style to the original 50-50, because now there's going to be no building, which I'm really excited about. Also, the description mentions that the storm does deal more damage than usual and will be a lot shorter than normal BR matches to kind of force the play. I'm assuming the average length of the game will probably be around 10 to 15 minutes on this Big Battle LTM. So the loot pool is pretty awesome. The mode itself will have 4 different circles. Heavily increased supply drops do increase as the circles do decrease. Obviously for a 40v40 you do want a lot of supply drops as well, and based on the storm circle data, by time you've been in the match for about 8 minutes and 40 seconds, it says here, before the storm fully closes. So it's very short games, which is going to be neat. I'm really excited for this. Finally something new and something which could be pretty fun. I think this could be even better. There are a few things I would adjust to this, like for example, make it similar to the food fight LTM where players could build on each side for a set amount of time, and then once the timer is up, then you have a base on each side and you just kind of fight each other with no builds. So that'd be pretty cool. But other than that, I think what we've already got is pretty good, and I can't wait to try it out. They can obviously make tweaks to it as it does develop and see where that goes. Now, on the topic of LTMs, Fortnite have also messed around with the spy games file. Now, no idea what they were doing with this, but they have readjusted some of the stuff with spy games. And to be honest, for me, this was one of the best LTMs we had. It was unique, really cool with all the different perk system and all the different items which we've never experienced before, and really giving Fortnite a unique take. You could move faster holding your big guys, jetpacks, and so many little weird perks and weird goofy stuff you could do. But I think that was what made it really fun, and you could pick either Ghost or Shadow or even level them up both and swap between them, which was super awesome. Now something like this in creative would be pretty cool. Obviously there's no way I could develop anything like this for a creative map. I wouldn't be able to adjust the settings of different things like moving people and pickaxes out and stuff like that. That's really like direct specific settings where Fortnite are just being like adjusting more really detailed stuff. In creative I can't do that, but I do create what I can, like the toy war LTM. It's kind of like you're fighting in a giant toy box. There's toys with like loads of toys around, vehicles, etc., all the weapons. I can recreate stuff like that, but it's hard for me to recreate stuff like this, so that's why I think Fortnite need to do step up sometimes with their LTMs, with the spy games. And I created a really good game of Food Fight. Going a little bit off topic, we'll jump back on topic in a second, but for those that played the Food Fight release, which was last Christmas, that itself was a super awesome version of Food Fight LTM. Probably better than the original LTM, I would say. I enjoyed it more because it gives you the fly ability to build your base, which really helps in Food Fight, because obviously you need to be able to fly to get up to your base, and it gives you able to collect resources better as well. So it's a really unique mode I made. Hopefully they do bring Food Fight back, but I don't think they ever would. But the one I made was a good, I guess, offset of it, but sadly no one really plays it anymore. But it was cool, and maybe it would get bigger if Fortnite actually promoted it, but sadly it's not being promoted on the game. But it's not the end of the world. Those that did play it, thank you. And it still has a few players on every day, but just not thousands of players, only like a few. So let's move on to our next one, and that's actually on the topic of Fortnite actually testing the version 21.51. So this gives us kind of a theory that we could be seeing an event. Now that could be a music concert, or it could be an actual live event for the season, and we'll be talking more about the storyline in tomorrow's video, kind of where Fortnite's going with its current storyline. There is a lot going on in there this season, towards the end especially, but the earlier stuff has been a bit messy and kind of just, I've really avoided it. You guys know that I don't like doing the challenge related stuff for storyline stuff. I find it very frustrating when you get eliminated halfway through listening to an audio log. Obviously you can look on Twitter for leaks and stuff, but that's not the whole point. Everyone should be able to follow the storyline without having to use an alt account to actually listen to the log, or even go in bot lobbies to avoid being eliminated while you're trying to do a challenge. So yeah, it's kind of frustrating. Fortnite, they do need to fix this because it's not good for the storyline. It puts me off, and I'm sure it puts many other people off as well. But we will be breaking down, I guess, the audio logs off Twitter tomorrow and talking some more details about the storyline. We've got some really interesting stuff over there, which we'll keep for tomorrow. Now, what else do we have here? Well, it looks like Fortnite have also been inventing a new device, or new kind of medbots container, which you can open up for bandages, medkits, small shields and big shields, which should be coming in the version 21.40, and if it's not, these have appeared in the files. Obviously it might be in a later date, and this could just be a testing stage for this device, but it's kind of cool and one that I'm super excited to get my hands on when this does release inside of Fortnite. And other LTM information does come alongside here, but sadly we can't really translate the name of these LTMs. You can see them on screen though. We have a few different IDs. We have Playlist Fuzz, which is pretty cool, Playlist Soho, Playlist Pilgrim, and Sparks Rhythm. Now, to me, Sparks Rhythm sounds like it's going to be some sort of kind of live event, maybe in Party Royale or something. The others, I have no idea. Fuzz, Soho, and Pilgrim, I don't know. These Pilgrim kind of gives me vibes that it could be like a 3v3 style mode. Soho, maybe some sort of solo mode, and Fuzz, maybe like a duos mode. Imagine like kind of Face Off from Modern Warfare 3. For those that have played Modern Warfare 3, you guys will know that. It's basically a mode where you go in, it's kind of like a team deathmatch or a domination or a search and destroy, and it's just 3v3, 2v2, 1v1, that's it. But that would work quite well in Fortnite. Personally, I'm not a fan of the no-build meta. To me, Fortnite's always been weapons that are kind of not 100% accurate. They get the random ability to kind of be able to hit an opponent, basically random spread of the bullet spread. But with the new first person system in no build, I'm not a fan of it. It basically leads to a lot of sweat style play. But if Fortnite brought back its old original loot pool and got rid of all the first person weapons for zero build, it'd be interesting and probably a little bit more enjoyable for me. Zero build's got really sweaty suddenly. I recently took a little break from Fortnite and just played other games for a bit, like for about a week or so. And yeah, I noticed coming back to zero builds, wow, I'm getting absolutely sweated on just from aim. And my aim's decent usually, and even just playing like my creative maps, my aim was decent, but going into zero build, people's movement, the way people rotate and everything, they've got it cracked on there. Like, it's difficult, but it's fun. I still enjoy zero builds to this day. BR is a little bit more difficult though, the build inside. And finally, little Easter egg for you guys, Helm's Deep. I never really mentioned this, but I showed it off in a map change video a while ago. But yes, it is confirmed that Helm's Deep is an Easter egg over at the Sand People, which I thought was kind of neat to show you guys. Anyway, hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Once again, this is Postbox Pat, signing out.